the first part, and that is not gauging space for the final restoration. I think we have to understand that deciding the final prosthesis is not based on your personal choice and what the patient pays and what you particularly like or the patient likes. It really boils down to understanding how much space is there for a final restoration. To put it very simply, there are times where you cannot put a PFM crown in a lower 7 region, not just an implant, for a normal crown, because there is no space for that PFM. Similarly, when you're talking about full arch prosthesis also, and if you're deciding on the type of prosthesis, that has to be decided before the surgery based on how much space you have for the final restoration. So the space, first of all, is calculated from one arch, from the head of the implant to the occlusal plane. So if you have space of 10 to 12 millimeter per arch, not both, per arch, then you have to probably go for a FP1 prosthesis. A FP1 prosthesis is simply what is replacing the crown part. So this is typically indicated when the patient has undergone a recent extraction. Here you have a choice of either going for a PFM, for monolithic zirconia, layered zirconia. You can either go with cement retained or screw retained, depending on whether your access holes are conducive or not for screw retained. This is definitely not a case where you can go for bar over dentures, because as we proceed in the presentation, you realize that bar over denture really requires a huge amount of space for us to accommodate that entire prosthesis. If you have space of approximately 12 to 15 millimeter for one arch, and if you want to go for a fixed prosthesis, here probably because the amount of resorption is a little more, you might have to place the implant a little more apical than the normal position. So here you might end up going with a FP2 prosthesis. That means a prosthesis that is going to replace your crown and the root part. Here again, the choice of material would be PFM. You can go with monolithic zirconia, layered zirconia, again cement retained or screw retained, depending on where your access hole is. The choice of going with a pink ceramic, and that is a FP3 prosthesis, will again depend on the patient aesthetics, will depend on the transition line, which will depend on whether you're doing the maxillary arch or the mandibular arch. Here, one point I really want to stress upon is that if you are going for a fixed prosthesis, and if you're going for usually this 12 to 15 mm of space will require some kind of framework. Now the framework that you should opt for should not be casted, and go for milled prosthesis. If you want long-term success of your full arch prosthesis, avoid casted at any cost, because they cause a lot of stresses on the implant and they are not passive. So we will come to that in a bit. Now, what if you have, say, 12 to 15 millimeter of space and you want to go for removable prosthesis? Now, one of the problems with us is that the moment we think about overdentures, we think about removal, the only attachment that comes to our head is a ball attachment. But again, please understand that ball attachment really requires a lot of space. So if you have this limited 12 to 15 mm of space, do not go for ball attachments. Go for locator attachments, which are called as low profile abutments, or low profile attachments that do not require so much of space. It's preferably in the mandible. Locators can be given individually, they don't have to be splinted. Now, if you have, say, 15 to 18 millimeter of space, that means a huge amount of atrophy has happened and there is severe soft and hard tissue collapse. Now, this is typically the time where you should avoid a complete PFM, because this is going to make the prosthesis really, really heavy. And also the chances of ceramic chipping is high. So if you have this amount of space, you have just three options. Either you go with a acrylic hybrid prosthesis, or you go with something called as Bio-HPP, which is a softer material, which distributes the loads better, or you can go with a Malo prosthesis. That means a split prosthesis, where the framework is designed in such a way that you can give individual zirconia or individual PFM crowns if the aesthetic demand of the patient is very, very high. The problems with hybrid really is that over a period of time it wears off, it stains, it discolors, and there are chances that the acrylic teeth might come off. So to avoid all of this, I would suggest you either go with Bio-HPP or you go with the Malo prosthesis, something like this. If you have 15 to 18 millimeter of space and you want to opt for removable prosthesis, I would suggest you can go with either locators, you can go with ball or socket, or you can also go for a low profile one. And if you have space which is greater than 18 millimeter, and if you want, it is suggested that you should go for a removable for better facial support. And if you're going for fixed, this is typically the case where an acrylic hybrid would work the best for you.